Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We're playing For Honor again, and this time I've got another guide video for you, this time using the heavy class option the samurai have got, Big Boy Shugoki. My previous guide on the Warden was more successful than I had anticipated. However, I realised that after I'd completed that guide there was a lot of quality of life improvements I could give and making a better quality and more comprehensive guide. I aim to do that going forward, and I'm starting with the Big Boy. This guide will assume you know the basics of For Honor combat, and you're also familiar with the terminology, such as guard breaks, parrying, chains, hard and soft feints, etc., and is aimed for both beginners and experienced players to help learn a new character. I will be covering the hero's moveset and optimal punishers, as well as explaining some of the feats used in 4v4 game modes. Let's start with Shugoki's chains. The fat man only has 2 to his name, but that does not mean he lacks versatility. Bash and Smash is a light opener into a heavy finisher. Bone Crusher is a heavy opener with a heavy finisher. Shugoki's zone attack hits your opponent's left guard and does 20 damage. It cannot execute opponents on a kill. Shugoki has 2 sprinting options from out of block. The first is an overhead swing with the Kanabo and hits your opponent's top guard. This also cannot execute and does 20 damage. Charge of the Oni is performed by pressing guard break during a sprint. Shugoki rushes forward at a pretty decent speed for his size. This knocks back opponents and can ledge them. Opponents hit by this who are out of stamina will be knocked to the ground. You can stop the charge early by re-entering guard mode. As mentioned earlier, Charge of the Oni will knock opponents who are out of stamina to the ground. I will show you the optimal punish for this later in the video. Demon Ball is a special attack Shugoki performs by inputting a heavy during a guard break. The opponent is punted away rather comically and knocked to the ground. This, as you might expect, can ledge your opponent and from quite a distance. Total damage is 25. Demon's Embrace is an unblockable grab you can perform by pressing guard break after a throw. However, it can be dodged. The only way, in fact, to confirm this from a throw is to wall splat your opponent. Alternatively, you can also perform Demon's Embrace by soft feinting from your heavy attack. Do this by pressing guard break during the startup of your heavy. You can do this immediately or later into the attack. Demon's Embrace does 25 damage and also heals the Shugoki for 25 health. It also fully restores the Shugoki's stamina. Next we're going to discuss Shugoki's hero-specific traits, starting with charging heavy attack. Shugoki can charge his heavy attack by holding down the heavy button. Doing so makes the attack unblockable. The side charged heavies do 45 damage, while the top charged heavy nets 50 damage. If the charged heavy is the chain finisher, the damage value is reduced but the heavies come out faster. The side heavies will do 40 damage and the top 45. Whether you hit or miss with a charged heavy, the chain will end. Shugoki has Hyperamma during his light attacks, heavy attacks, zone attacks, and his Demon Embrace. This is represented by a white flash on the Shugoki. Use this to trade with your opponents. Done my class! Done my class! Crashing Thunder, or Shugoki's sprinting attack, is considered a chain starter. His zone attack also behaves like a chain starter, and you can use it to follow up with either headbutt or a heavy. Normally, when a light attack is blocked, the attacker is stopped. This is reflected by the attacker visually being staggered. Shugoki's light attacks, however, are not stopped when they are blocked by your opponent. You can carry on with your chain and keep the pressure going even when your attack is blocked. After a chain starter, Shugoki can opt to perform a headbutt. You can do this by pressing guard break after an opener. The headbutt is not guaranteed and does not guarantee anything if it connects. However, it deals stamina damage and causes a stun effect, temporarily blinding your opponent. The headbutt can also ledge your opponent but can't wall splat. Whilst the headbutt does not guarantee anything, if it does connect you have the option to go into a heavy finisher or attempt a guard break. Now for Shugoki's punishes. On a heavy parry, you get a light attack for 15 damage. Alternatively, you can go for a zone attack for 20 damage. On a light parry, you can confirm a heavy attack for 30 damage. Direction doesn't matter. When wall splatting your opponent, you have the option of doing a heavy for 30 damage, or you can go into a confirmed Demon's Embrace for 25 damage. The Demon's Embrace will probably be the better idea in a gank situation or if you're low on health. When parrying an out of stamina opponent, the punishes are heavy into charge top heavy for 75 damage. The initial heavy must be buffered. I found that when trying to get this punish consistently, if I charged the heavy at all, then the follow-up heavy could be countered. I highly recommend going into training mode and practicing this punish, as it's very difficult to get consistently. Throwing an out of stamina opponent gives you two options. The first is that you can do a light attack into a charged top heavy for a total of 60 damage. Or you can perform a light attack into an immediate soft feint to Demon's Embrace for 40 damage. You must immediately soft feint into the Demon's Embrace when throwing the heavy. Doing so even a second late will allow the opponent to dodge. When you knock an out of stamina opponent down with charge of the Oni, the optimal punish is to go into a charge top heavy for 50 damage. If you manage to get a guard break on an opponent when you are out of stamina, you get a light attack. The same is also true if you manage to parry an opponent's light attack, you also get a light attack for 15 damage. On revenge activation, you want to do a light attack into charge top heavy, total damage is 79. Finally, I want to briefly cover a couple of feats that are worth knowing about when making a selection in 4v4 game modes. The tier 2 feat, Rock Steady, protects Shugoki from falling over when you are parried or thrown when you are out of stamina. It also prevents you from being wall splat and even nullifies some other punishes that are usually guaranteed, such as Highlander's Caber Toss. The tier 4 feat Staggering Blow is the other feat I think worthy of mention. as all your heavy attacks and throws while this is active will knock your opponent to the ground. This will also knock your teammates down, so you should use it with caution, but if you manage to get a guard break while this is active, you will be able to get the usual out of stamina punishers. I want to give special thanks to my friend Dedeco Plays for helping me get the footage you see here in the guide. Please go check out his channel, guys. He's got For Honor content and other great videos for you to see. Finally, I want to say that the feat selection is always your preference, and you should experiment with them all. I do however suggest that in Dominion you should opt for the tier 1 feat, Throw Farther, as there is usually more ledge opportunities and respawns are quick. In Breach, you should choose the Speed Revive, especially if you're on the attacking side. For perks, I'd recommend Remedy, Vengeful Barrier, and Feline Agility to help patch up the Fat Man's poor movement speed. All in all, the rework for Shugoki in my opinion is balanced. He's a lot of fun to play now. I hope you find this guide helpful and you consider using this character. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If I've missed anything or you don't agree with my Shugoki's nipple tassels, then please leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Ciao for now.